Okay, guys. I think we can start. I think we can start. We've got good amount of people on this call so far, and then obviously the rest are going to join us as we go along. Hope everyone has a pen and paper ready to start taking down as many notes as possible. This session is going to be very informative. But before I even, jump into it, I just want to first and foremost welcome each and every one of you guys, on this call. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is having a productive week. Hope everyone is having a blessed day. I'm just humbled, grateful to be here today, sharing this information with you guys. Um, house rules, guys. Just a few house rules before we get started. Everyone who's joining us, I don't want to have to, always come down to the screen to mute you guys. So everyone who's joining this call, please make sure that your mics are muted. Please make sure that you're muted so that everyone can hear me and everyone can see me clearly, and I don't know if you guys can actually see on what I have here, but, as I go along, this meeting, I'm going to keep asking you guys if you can actually see what I'm writing down here, because I'm going to be writing down a few things that I feel like, a lot of people need to understand, about this opportunity, right? So before I even jump into, what I'm about to write here, right? I feel like, I need to introduce myself for everyone who's new on this call, and everyone who doesn't know who I am. My name is Ubu Benenazo, born and bred in the Eastern Cape in a small town called Berlin. Famous Mongolia Yobayo, Russians, the best. But yeah, born and bred here, went to Dell College. From Dell College, went to Rhodes University, right? And, joined this opportunity in December 2019. When I say this opportunity, I mean the crypto space, Bitcoin Vault, and now Electric Cash and others, obviously, right? In December 2019. And I'm telling you now, this opportunity has changed my life, but not only my life, but it has changed my whole family's life through this opportunity last year. My father was able to retire. My whole family is involved in this opportunity. When I say my whole family, I mean my father, my mother, my siblings, and after, the whole, immediate family was into this opportunity, we made sure that, we educated, our cousins, our aunts, our uncles, telling you right now, standing here, talking to you guys, everyone in my family, whether it's immediate or extended family is in this opportunity because of, how, big of an opportunity it is and how it has changed our lives in a short space of time, right? So now what I do full time, right, apart from everything else that I'm doing, I've got a lot of things that are happening right now in my life, blessed and grateful for everything, but now, what I do is I dedicate my time, my efforts and my resources on traveling. I've been all over and all I do is I share this information with as many people as possible, and try and help them understand this opportunity better, right? Which brings me to actually what it is that I would actually even, write down here, right? Because listen, I've been doing this for quite some time now, right? Right. Oh, also, I am a city developer by rank. In this business, a city developer is anyone who's made anywhere from 100,000 upwards. Obviously, I've made more than that, but that is the threshold. When you hit the city developer rank, you qualify as a six-figure earner in this opportunity, which means that you would have in this opportunity made anywhere from 100,000 upwards, right? So whatever it is that I have to share, right, comes from experience. I've been there, I've done that. I've made a lot of money from this opportunity, and my job now is to try and help as many people as I possibly can also make money out of this opportunity, right? So it brings me to, what I actually wanted to say, right? I've been traveling all over the country, right? And what I noticed was that, a lot of people don't know how to be successful. Like, I don't know how many people, like I've spoken to rooms of over 200 people. I've spoken to rooms of over 300 people. I've spoken, all over I've been to over 40 different places. And so I've been to places I didn't even know existed on the map, right? Sharing this information, getting people to understand, what cryptocurrencies are, what Bitcoin is, what Bitcoin Vault is. But I realized something, right? I realized something when I was sitting here, just, going back through all my notes and all the people that I've been talking to is a lot of people, they have this information, but they don't even know what to do with it, right? So it's pointless me coming here on this call right now and just telling you what Bitcoin is, just telling you what Bitcoin Vault is, just telling you what Electric Cash is, right? But you don't even know what to do with that information, right? Because it's not only just the information that's going to, make you successful. It's not just me sharing, this information with you that is going to, give you the life that you deserve, right? That's why today, I wanna touch on how to actually become successful, because I understand, right, that a lot of people don't know how to be successful. And that's just facts. A lot of people don't know how to be successful. And it's not because, we're dumb or we're slow. It's just because we were never taught how to be successful, right? Because we come from a system, right, where it teaches us in order for, where the normal success, right? The normal success is for us to actually go to school, right? From going to school, we need to, go get good grades. From getting good grades, we need to go to varsity. From varsity, we need to go look for a job. And then we work in that job, helping someone else build their dreams, for the next 40 years. And then only after do we get to, retire and, enjoy whatever it is that is left. But you will realize that, by that time, all you're doing is you're using the money that now you have on actually paying back all the loans and all the debt that you've been accumulating over the years, because of the small amount of salary that you've been earning, once a month for, 365 days, 12 times in a year. So understand, guys, that a lot of people don't know what to do with this information. A lot of people don't know, what to do with the information and everything that we tell them. It's because, they were never programmed that way. All their life, they grew up, thinking that in order for you to be successful, you need to, do it the normal way, right? So it's going to take a lot of, instilling, they always say that you have to unlearn everything that you think you know in order for you to give room, to learn new things, right? And I feel like everyone on this call right now is ready to take, their lives to the next level. And everyone right now, is looking to be successful, because if you don't want to be successful, then why are you on the call? You're on this call because you want to better your situation, whether it's for you, whether it's for your family, everyone here, has an objective. And that's why everyone here is on this call right now, myself included, So whatever it is that I have to share, right? I am going to touch on actually what Bitcoin is, what Bitcoin Vault is, but I just want to first touch on, the 80% part, because the 20% part is literally, it's just the skill, it's just the information. The 80% is the desire, it's the faith, it's the belief, right? Because, today's topic is the keys to success. So mostly, I want to just touch on how to be successful. And there's actually a formula. There's actually a formula for you to actually become successful, right? And I want us to touch, on the formula. That's why, I said that, I want you guys to actually, have a pen and paper, ready, so that you can actually, jot down whatever it is that I'm going to share with you guys right now, all right? And also, house rules, everyone who's joining us right now, please make sure that your mics are muted. Thank you, so that, you guys can hear me and you guys can see me clearly. So let's just start off by writing the topic. What is the topic? The topic is keys to success, right? Everyone here is looking to do better. Everyone here is looking for more. Everyone here wants, to change their life some way, somehow, right? So everyone here is looking for what? Is looking for success. So let's write it down. So I just want to ask before we carry on, can you guys actually see what I've written down here in the chat box? If you guys can see clearly everything that I'm writing down here, please, type a 1 or a yes in the chat box so I can continue, or if maybe I should move it forward. If you guys can see clearly, what I've written down here, I wrote down here keys to success. If you guys can see this clearly, right, so I can continue, right, because I'm going to be writing down a lot of things, right, and I need you guys to be attentive, and I need you guys to be taking down these notes. So if you guys can actually see what I've written down here, then we can move on. Thank you. Okay. So, okay.
Yeah, we can see.
Thank you. Okay. That's good news. Okay, guys. So, keys to success, right? Now, remember, there's a formula to success. You don't just wake up and become successful, right? There's certain things, that you have to do, a certain way that you have to carry yourself, right? So let's just quickly just jot down the formula for success, right? So the formula for success is desire plus skill multiplied by faith. So let's just write that down. It's desire plus skill multiplied by faith equals success, right? So if you want to be successful, You have to abide by the formula. Now, I didn't come up with this formula, right? But I've applied it in my life, and it has worked wonders. It has completely changed my life, and I've helped other people through, application of this formula. But it's because it's one thing to actually have the information, it's another to apply it. And I always tell people this, right? That information is useless if you're not going to apply it. Whatever it is that you're going to learn here is not going to, bring the success that you want if you're not going to go out and actually put it into practice. You're not going to go out and do it. If you're just going to sit here and absorb as much information as possible just for the sake of absorbing information, then you're still going to be in the same place tomorrow. So whatever it is that you do, make sure that you are learning and understanding it to a point where you can then teach it to the next person. Because that is how you grow, is you learn and then you duplicate, you use whatever it is that you have to help the next person, right? So here's the formula for success, right? It's desire plus skill multiplied by faith, right? And let me tell you a secret. Right? Now, the skill part is only 20%. The skill part as to what Bitcoin is, what Bitcoin Vault is, how to actually, do the work, that only comprises of 20% of you becoming successful. So that is obviously what I'm going to be touching on as to what Bitcoin is, what Bitcoin Vault is. But I just want you guys to understand that that part only comprises of 20% of you becoming successful. So the 80%, that means that it is in the desire and it's in the faith. 80% of you becoming successful is not you knowing what Bitcoin is. It's not you knowing what Bitcoin Vault is. It's not you knowing what electric cash is. It's not you knowing about cryptocurrencies. 20%, only 20% of that. 80% is your desire and it's your faith. Now let's just, quickly jump into, your desire. Now, if you look at it this way, right? Your desire and is at the beginning and it's at the end, right? Your desire is at the beginning and it's at the end. Because your desire is your success. It's your goal. Because everyone here, right, is on this call for a certain reason. So you desire something. There's something that you want out of this opportunity, right? Whether it's to retire your parents, whether it's to, buy a house, whether it's to, renovate the house, whether it's to, make an extra 10,000 Rand a month, whatever the case may be, right? Because you have to understand that success is subjective. Success is subjective. It differs from person to person. What I consider success is not what you're going to consider success. So everyone here on this call, right, has their own motive and their own reason as to why they're on this call. So they desire something. They want something out of this opportunity. There's something that you want out of this opportunity, right? So you desire something. So your desire is what it is that you're after. So desire is at the beginning and desire is at the end. Because whatever it is that you consider success for you is what you desire from the get-go. So without your desire, then you can never be successful. If you don't desire anything, you can never be successful. Because you are content with where you are right now. Right? So your desire is your success. So I just want, everyone here, just for, 2 minutes to write down everything that it is that they want out of this opportunity. Like I said, I want everyone here to have a pen and paper, ready, because I want you guys, to start, writing down, as much, of whatever it is that I'm going to share as possible. So just for 2 minutes, on your piece of paper, right? Write whatever it is that you think you desire out of this opportunity, what you want, before you even understand what this opportunity is about, because that is irrelevant right now. What is it that you want? What is it that you're hoping this information is going to give you? What do you want out of life? What are your goals? Write those down. Write whatever it is that you want to achieve from this opportunity, whether it's to retire your parents, whether it's to buy your second car, whether it's to buy your first car, whether it's to move out your parents' house, whether it's to, buy a house, whether it's to, earn 10,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month, whatever it is that you consider success for you, I want you to write it down on a piece of paper right now. I want you to write down a piece of paper right now. Now, I want you to understand also that your success is a moving target. Now, why do I say that? If my desire, right, or if my success is me earning 10,000 Rand a month, as soon as I make 10,000 Rand a month, I'm going to want to make 20,000 Rand a month. right? Because I understand that now I've achieved my goal, I've achieved my success. But now that I know that I can actually achieve it, I want to stretch it because I've been exposed to more. So now I want more. Because I know that I can make 10,000, I want to make 20,000. Once I make 20,000, because I know how to make 20,000, I want 50,000. If I can, if my success is me buying a house, as soon as I buy that house, I want to buy a block of flats after that, so that I can rent them out, so that I can start earning something from them. If I buy my first car, I want to buy my second car and put it on an Uber. All right? So success is what? Success is a moving target, because once you get to this success, once you get to this level, once you get to everything that you just written down right now. So if you wrote down that you want to retire your parents, once you do that, you're going to want to do something else after that. So success now is then going to be your next target. So as soon as you hit success, it always moves. As soon as you hit success, it always moves. All right? So hence why, success is always subjective also, because it differs from what? From person to person. Now, whatever it is that you wrote down, you have to understand that it's going to require a lot of, sacrifice, which brings me now, to me diving deeper into actually the desire part. Right? Because whatever it is that you desire is going to require what? It's going to require focus. Because a lot of people, they just, they have all these dreams. They have all this desire. They have all these goals that they want to do and want to achieve, but you find that they're not putting in the work. You have conversations with a lot of people. A lot of people want to change their financial situation. A lot of people want to do this. A lot of people want to do that. A lot of people are complaining that they're not happy with their financial situation, with their current situation, but they're not willing to do and put in any work. You need to be focused on your desire. You need to be focused on your success, which means that it's going to come with what? It's going to come with sacrifices. Your focus is going to come with sacrifices. You need to sacrifice for the things that you want. You can ask any successful person right now. You can ask any successful person right now what it took for them to become successful. They're going to tell you it required a lot of focus. And with focus comes sacrifice, because you need to make sure that you're putting in a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of resources, and a lot of money into you achieving your success. It's not you just sitting down and you just daydreaming about, you driving fancy cars, you being, traveling the world. It's not going to bring you any success. You need to cut down. You need to do a lot of things, right? So you need to focus. What are you focusing on? You're focusing on your goals. You're focusing on what it is that you want. So you need to put a lot of things aside. I had to sacrifice a lot of things to be where I am today and to make the money that I'm making. I had to sacrifice a lot of things to be where I am today. I had to sacrifice a lot of fun. I had to sacrifice a lot of going out. I had to sacrifice, time. I had to sacrifice money. And that's it comes back to another reason also. People think that, you can put in, little money and expect to make a lot of money in anything that is never the case. So I don't even want you to come into this opportunity thinking that, you're going to come here looking for, the easiest way or the cheapest package, whatever the case may be, so that you can invest the smallest amount of money that you can possibly lose, so that you can now all of a sudden think that you're going to be successful. It doesn't work that way. It never does in any opportunity. Nothing in life is going to give you big returns with a small amount of investment. Now, when I say investment, I don't mean in money terms. I mean in any terms. I mean in you investing your time, investing your efforts, investing your resources in whatever it is that you want out of that. So I don't want people coming into this opportunity and thinking that, oh, okay, I'm going to try, and I'm going to try it out. I'm going to put, maybe 300 Rand and see where it's going to take me. Then you don't want to be successful. It's as simple as that. You don't want to be successful because remember, you have a goal in mind here. You have a target. So you need to make sure that you're giving your all in whatever it is that you're doing so that you can actually do and get to that point. I don't know how much money I've sacrificed. I don't know how much time I've sacrificed. I don't even sleep anymore. I probably sleep about 3 hours a day. I probably sleep about 3 hours a day because I'm sacrificing my time because I know what I'm after. I know what my goals are. I know what my target is. So I know that it's going to require a lot of effort from me to actually go and achieve that. So I honestly, right, I wanted us to touch on this before we go into the information as to, what is Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin Vault, what is electric cash. I just wanted to, get your mind right. Because it's one thing you knowing what they are, it's another to actually you applying this formula. And remember, that only encompasses what? It only encompasses 20%. So you can know what Bitcoin Vault is, you can know what electric cash is, you can know what Bitcoin is, but it doesn't guarantee you success. Now, I feel like I've touched enough on this section, right? Because I don't want to drag this call too long, right? Now we move on to the faith part, so that we can quickly jump into, the 20% part. I just wanted to touch more on the 80% part, because without the 80%, you're useless with the 20%. Without the 80%, your 20% is nothing, right? And I've spoken to a lot of people. I've shared this information with a lot of people, and only a select few have actually, duplicated and done what it was that I was preaching and teaching them. And they've managed to actually make a lot of money out of this opportunity because of that. All right? So we move on to the faith part. Now, I'm not trying to put religion on anyone. I'm not trying to, throw God on anyone. But, I'm a firm believer in God. Right? And I believe that I am the man I am today, having, been to the places that I've been, having built the relationships, that I've built, having made the amount of money that I've made, because, he is, working through me. Right? I'm not naive, enough to say that, I've been to the places that I've been, done the things that I've done, all because I know it all. So I have to believe that, God is working through me. And everything that is happening in my life is happening, because it's his will, because he said it so. Right? So I believe that, whatever it is that I'm doing and wherever I am right now is where I'm supposed to be, which is right here sharing this information with you guys. Right? So you have to have a strong belief system. You have to have, a strong belief system, and you have to believe that whatever it is that you want is actually going to manifest itself. You have to believe that your desire is actually going to come about to life. Because if you don't believe, then it's not going to come. That's as simple as that. If you don't believe, it's going to show in your actions. You can't fake belief. If you don't believe that this opportunity or any other opportunity for that matter is going to give you the success that you want, then you're not going to be successful. If you're going to come here, half-heartedly, if you're going to come here, trying skeptical, not putting enough time, I'm just going to, give it a try. I don't know if it's going to work. If you think it's not going to work, it's not going to work. It's as simple as that. Because you don't believe that it's going to work. If you think that an opportunity is not going to work, it's not going to work. If you think that it's going to work, you're going to make sure that it works. Listen, I've been in this opportunity for, a short space of time. About a year and a few months, right? And I've done a lot of things through this opportunity. Because I had no other option. I had to believe that this is the right opportunity and I have to make it work, and I did. Not because, the opportunity is great. Yes, it is great. But just because it's great doesn't mean that everyone is going to start making money. There are a lot of people in this opportunity, but some of them aren't making as much money as I'm making. And you ask yourself why? It's because of their belief system. Because they don't believe enough. They don't believe that this opportunity is what they've been waiting for. They don't believe that this opportunity is what's going to give them the success that they want. And the reality is, if you don't believe, then that is the case. Right? So it's the faith. So that is the formula for success. That's the desire. What is it that you want from this opportunity? And I believe that everyone here has written that down. Everyone here has written what it is that they want from this opportunity, and what they, desire, or what they want to happen, or what they want this opportunity to do for them, right? And then it's the faith. And also the desire is going to come with what? It's going to come with a lot of focus. You need to make sure that, you are aligned with whatever it is that you want, right? Which means it's going to come with a lot of sacrifices. You need to sacrifice a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of resources, and a lot of money in order for you to become successful, right? And then once you focus on your target, and once you start sacrificing for your target, you just have to believe that it's going to happen. Why? Because you're putting in the work. Because you're doing the work that is needed. So guaranteed, it just has to happen. It's already done. If you focus and if you believe and if you sacrifice and you put in the work and you put in the time and you put in the money, the success is going to come. It's just a matter of time. It's already done because you believe it to be. Because you believe it to be. Now, it brings us now to the 20%. Now, before I even jump into, this opportunity as to what Bitcoin is, what Bitcoin Vault is, if everyone here, is hearing what I'm saying and is understanding where I'm coming from with this information, I'll drop a fire emoji in the chat box so, I know that we're all on the same page. If you understand this formula and you know what it is that needs to be done, drop a fire emoji in the chat box so I know we're on the right page. Awesome, guys. Awesome. I'm loving the engagement. So, guys, it's as simple as this, right? Now we're going to touch on what? The main topic of why we're here, which is, to jump into what cryptocurrencies are, what Bitcoin is, what the opportunity is all about. But remember, before I even talk about that, the opportunity, now, once you have this target, right? You have this goal that you want to achieve, right? And now you believe that it's going to happen. The next thing you need now is you need a vehicle. You need a vehicle that's going to take you from where you are to where it is that you need to be, to where it is that you deserve to be, to where it is where you want to be, to your success. So you're here. This is your success. You're here. This is where you want to be. So you need a vehicle that's going to take you from where you are to where you want to be. You need a vehicle that's going to take you from where you are to where you deserve to be. Not just for you, but for the people who depend on you. Whether it's your parents, whether it's your kids, whoever the case may be. But you need a vehicle that's going to move you from your current position because you are where you are today because of the information, because of the people, because of the experiences, and because of the exposures that you've had over the past years. Right? So you need to start doing things differently. You need to start listening to different people, exposing yourself to different information, which is the information I'm about to share right now, right? So for me, the vehicle that, I'm here to present to you guys is cryptocurrencies. As cryptocurrencies, because cryptocurrencies are going to take you from this position to that position. Because that's the vehicle that we're using. That's a vehicle that's funding our dreams. That's a vehicle that's giving us the life that we deserve and the life that is allowing us to do the things that we're doing. Right? So that is 20%. It's the vehicle that's taking us from point A to point B. Now, point B is a desire. But I understand that with the desire comes the focus. I need to focus on me getting there. And I need to sacrifice along the way to actually get there. And I need to believe that I'm going to get there because I'm using the 20%, I'm using the information to get there. It's as simple as that. And that's how you become successful. So let's jump into the vehicle. Let's jump into what is actually going to, give us the success that we want. Keys to success, right? Keys to success. I'm sharing the keys now. And I told people to actually bring a pen and paper and start taking down notes. Now, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. That is a vehicle, guys. So let's just get right into it, right? Because I feel like now everyone is on the same mentality. Everyone knows that, this information is literally, what they need now. And just to apply it, not just, just soak it up. They need to apply whatever that I'm going to be just sharing with you right now. Because, this is what has changed a lot of lives. This is what has created a lot of millionaires. This is what has created a lot of 5-figure earners, a lot of 6-figure earners. And I'm, blessed to be one of those people also, who this opportunity has actually changed my life and my whole family's life, right? So I'm hoping and praying that, you're going to pay attention to whatever it is that I have to share and it's going to do to you whatever it's done for me and even better, right? So the most important thing that people need to understand also just, first coming into this opportunity is for them to understand that, as much as we're making money out of this opportunity, right? This opportunity wasn't created to make anyone rich. Let me just mute everyone here. This opportunity wasn't created to make anyone rich. Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, they weren't created to make anyone rich. They were just created to solve a problem. Now, I'll give you a typical example, the internet. The internet wasn't created to make anyone rich. The internet was created to solve a problem. Now, you ask yourself, what was the problem before the internet? It was communication, right? Because we understand that before the internet, communication was much more slower. We used to write letters, and then depending on where the next person was going to determine how long that letter was going to get to them. So it could take a day, it could take a week, it could take a month, it could take years, depending on where the next person was, right? But then what happened was that the internet was created. And now you find that communication is much more faster. Communication is much more faster now. Because now we've got your WhatsApps, now we've got your Telegrams, now you've got your Zooms, now you've got a lot of things that are operating on top of the internet, which are making communication much more faster. I mean, I'm here at home right now, but I'm speaking to over 20 people right now in their homes because of the power of the internet, right? So what happened when the internet was created is that a lot of people built companies on top of it and they made money out of it. They made money out of it. That's why now you have your Facebooks, you have your Google, you have your Amazons, you have all these, businesses and all these companies that are built, on top of the internet and are now making money. And if you think about it, right now we are living in the era of digitization. We are living in the era of digitization. In order for anyone to be successful right now, whether it's a business, whether it's an individual, we always have to use the internet somewhere, somehow. That is the world that we live in right now. Everything is just automated. Everything is digital now. Technology is advancing. So you find that everyone is using the internet to make money, but the internet wasn't here to do that. It was just here to solve a problem. But through it solving this problem, what did it do? It created an opportunity for people to leverage on top of it and to make money. So that's exactly what's happening with Bitcoin. Bitcoin wasn't here to make anyone rich. It was just here to solve a problem. But through it solving this problem, we created an opportunity for normal average people like myself, like you, to leverage on it and to make money. All right? To leverage on it and to make. Now you ask yourself, what was the problem that Bitcoin was trying to solve? Right? It was centralization of money. It was control of money. Because we understand that, our normal fiat currencies are centralized. Now, I'll get into that as I start to unpack what Bitcoin is and how it actually works. And you understand how it is actually solving this problem of centralization and control. Right? So what is Bitcoin? So that's the first topic. What is Bitcoin? Now, Bitcoin is a 3-in-1. 3-in-1 meaning Bitcoin is firstly, it's a currency. Guys, can you please make sure that your mics are muted? One of the first rules is to please make sure your mics are muted so that we don't hear your background music or your background noise. So Bitcoin is what? Bitcoin is a currency. Now, when we're talking currency, we're talking money, right? So, for example, your rand is the currency, your dollar is a currency, your Japanese yen is a currency. So, when we're talking about Bitcoin being a currency, we're talking about Bitcoin being money, which means what do we do with money? We buy with money, we exchange with money, which means that Bitcoin is a medium of exchange, which means that whatever I can buy with my rand, I can actually buy with my Bitcoin. Because of what? Because it's a currency. And I feel like that's the most important thing that people, misunderstand about Bitcoin, is they don't even know that it's actually a currency. It's money. You can actually buy with Bitcoin. That is its sole purpose. So I want to join why? You don't join Bitcoin, just like you don't join your rand. What do you do with your rand? You buy with your rand. You use your rand to make purchases. So just like that, you use your Bitcoin to make purchases. You buy with your Bitcoin. So it's a currency. It's money. It's got value. So that's the first point. And the most important point of what Bitcoin actually is. And then the second point is Bitcoin is a commodity. Now, what is a commodity? A commodity is something that is valuable that you can buy or sell. Meaning, if you don't have Bitcoins, you can actually go buy Bitcoins. And then if you're in possession of Bitcoins, you can then sell your coins. Right? That's the major difference between your normal fiat currencies and Bitcoin being a currency. Is the fact you can't go buy rand. You can only go and work for your rand. But now, if I don't have Bitcoin, I can actually go buy Bitcoins, and when I'm in possession of Bitcoin, I can then sell my Bitcoins. Why? Because it's a commodity, which is something that's valuable that you can buy and you can sell. Now, the third point is Bitcoin is a liquid asset. Liquid asset, what is a liquid asset? Now, an asset is something with a future value that's going to generate income for you over time, right? For example, your land and buildings. For example, your cars. For example, your equipment. Those are all things that have a future value and are going to generate income for you over time if you use them in an income-producing activity. Because I feel like we've been tricked all our lives thinking that if we buy a house, we're actually buying an asset. You are not buying an asset if you're actually going to live in the house. That is a liability. If you're buying a house for the sole purpose of you living in that house, then that house is not an asset because it's not bringing you any income. Instead, you are actually paying rates, you are paying maintenance, so it's actually a liability. So I don't think just because now you have a house, you have an asset. That is not an asset. An asset is something that's going to generate income for you over time, which means that if you have a house that you're renting out, if you have a block of flats that you're renting out, if you have equipment that is going to, manufacture something or produce something that is going to bring income, or if you have a car that you're using to generate income, whether you're doing deliveries, whatever the case may be, but that, this car is in the income producing activities, then that is classified as as an asset. Now, Bitcoin is classified as what? As a liquid asset. Now, why is it liquid? It's liquid in the sense that when I want to sell it, I don't have to go through anyone. Now, I'll give you a typical example, right? If I have a house worth $500,000, right? And I want to sell that house, what do I need? I need to find someone who's actually going to buy that house for me. Because in order for me to have the $500,000 rand worth of the house in cash, I need to find someone who's going to buy it from me. A house just standing there worth $500,000 doesn't mean that I have $500,000 in cash. I need to go out of my way and look for someone who's actually going to pay me the $500,000 and take the house in order for me to have the $500,000. Right? So I need to go out of my way and look for someone who I'm going to sell this house to. Now, if I have $500,000 rands worth of Bitcoins, I don't have to go out of my way and look for someone I'm going to sell them to. I can then sell them back into the market. The market gives them value. That is why, when I say we, I mean my family live off Bitcoins, live off cryptocurrencies, live off Bitcoin vaults, because we understand that at any point in time, if I know that tomorrow I want to travel to Joburg, if I know that tomorrow I want to travel to Durban, when I need 10,000 rand, right? I don't have to go out of my way and look for someone I'm going to sell these cryptos to, I'm going to sell this Bitcoin vault to, I'm going to sell this Bitcoin to. All I do is I just sell it back into the market. The market gives it value. I take my money, deposit it in my bank account. It takes less than 30 minutes for it to reflect, and then boom, I'm off. It's as simple as that. So Bitcoin is what? It's a 3-in-1, because first and foremost, it's a currency. It's money. I can buy with it. I can exchange with it. And then secondly, it's a commodity. Meaning that if I don't have Bitcoins, I can actually go buy Bitcoins. And then when I'm in possession of Bitcoins, I can then sell my coins, which brings me to the third one, which means that it's a liquid asset. Because when I'm in possession of Bitcoin, I'm in possession of something that's going to generate income for me over time. Now, I'll explain why it generates income for me over time. And explain why it generates income for me over time. But not only is it generating income for me over time, but when I want to sell it, I don't have to look for someone I'm going to sell it to. I can just sell it back into the market. The market gives it value. So at any point in time, I can always access my money. So that is what Bitcoin is, right? Now, why Bitcoin is the next question. Why BTC? Why Bitcoin is probably what you guys are asking right now. Now, the first and most important point as to why Bitcoin, why I choose Bitcoin over your normal currencies, why I choose to, put my money in Bitcoin rather than keep it in the bank, is because It's decentralized. Decentralized. Now, what does that mean? It means that Bitcoin is not controlled by any banks. It's not controlled by any government. It's not controlled by any institutions. It's a people's currency. It's a peer-to-peer payment system, which means now, because we understand that, first and foremost, right, that our normal currencies are centralized. Centralized how? Centralized in the sense that, my South African rand can only buy in South Africa. Your Japanese yen can only buy in Japan. Your Australian dollar can only buy in Australia. Your US dollar can only buy in America. Why? Because of the rules and the regulations of that country. It is also centralized in the sense that wherever you go, they will always control how you spend money in that country. For example, if I have 10,000 rand in my bank account, right, and I want to go make a withdrawal at the ATM, I go there, I put in my card, I punch in my PIN, I say I want to make a withdrawal. What's the ATM going to tell me? It's going to tell me get maximum withdrawal of 3,000, but I know I've got 10,000. Now, in order for me to increase my limit, what do I need to do? I need to go inside the bank and ask them to increase my limit. So the bank has control over how I spend my money. All right? So now with Bitcoin, there is no control. There is no central party. It's decentralized, which means it's a people's currency, which means that now it eliminates the third parties. It eliminates your bank. It's a direct link from me to you. Now, let me give you guys an example, right? If I want to send, for example, I've got an older sister, right, who's in China. And also, major important reason why she's in China is because she couldn't find employment in South Africa, which is also another reason why, it's important for people to understand that, just because now, it goes back to the normal system that I was telling you guys about, from the get-go as to what is considered as successful, which is going to school, getting good grades, going to varsity, and then finding a job, working on the job for the next 4 years, and then retiring. It doesn't even, just because you're going to varsity doesn't guarantee you that you're going to actually go get jobs. Just because you got a degree doesn't guarantee you that your life is sorted, that now everything is just going to start moving in a direction. I mean, I know a lot of unemployed graduates right now. I know a lot of people, who are just sitting at home, not doing anything productive because they think that things are just going to fall on their lap. I have a degree. I'm supposed to, be employed. I have a degree. Why can't I find work? Why don't you just do something else in the meantime? Right? I mean, my older sister has 2 degrees, but still couldn't find any employment in South Africa. She has a Bachelor of Commerce in Information Systems, right? Which she did at Rose University. And then, she tried to look for work, but she couldn't find any. So instead of just sitting at home, not doing anything, what did she decide to do? She decided to go back and start another degree. And then she completed a civil engineering degree. So with a BCom in Information Systems and a civil engineering degree, still no employment. So what did she do? She decided to just go teach in China. So that was also a wake-up call for me that, hey, listen, even if you do complete whatever it is you're studying at Rose University, it doesn't guarantee you that your life is now sorted. It doesn't guarantee you that you're going to start, working and you're going to make, whatever amount of money and life is just going to be good. Right? So we always need to make sure that, we are not just, focusing on one thing. We're looking at, all angles of life, because life can throw, a lot of curves. Life is not going to, just be, smooth sailing. Everything that's going to fall in our laps. We need to go out there and we need to get it ourselves. Right? So it goes back to my example. So now, decentralization, peer-to-peer payment system, right? So if I want to send my sister, before this opportunity, if I wanted to send her money, right? So say, for example, I wanted to send her 10,000 rand. I knew for a fact that I had budget about 11,000. Why? Because the 1,000 rand was already going to transaction fees. So I'm sending the 10,000. Also, I'm sending the 10,000 in what? In rands. She's in what? She's in China. In China, they don't use rands. What do they use? They use RMBs. So when I send this 10,000, it gets to her, it's no longer 10,000. It's about 4.3. It's about 4.3 because she had to exchange it into her own currency, which means that now it's lost value. Right? So that's the downfall when it comes to your normal fiat currencies. Is that first and foremost, the banks charge you a lot of money for you to send this money to the next person. And then after that, when it gets to that person, they still need to convert it in whatever currency that they're using. So now that, I'm using Bitcoins, if I said to her, I want to send her 10,000 rand worth of Bitcoins, I send her 10,000 rand worth of Bitcoins. They move directly from me to her. No interference from any third party. Which means when they get to her, they get to us what they get to us still as 10,000 rand worth of Bitcoins with no middle party, no middle person interfering with this transaction. So basically, Bitcoin is a safer, it's a faster, it's an easier way of sending and receiving bigger and small amounts of money. right? So because of what? Because of its decentralization, because it's a people's currency. Because now I don't have to go to any bank, I don't have to go through any governments. I can just send my money. And the nice part about it is that, Bitcoin was the first global currency, which means that anyone in the world can actually access this currency. It's not just accessible to here in South Africa or in America or in China. It's a global currency, which means that if I have Bitcoins, I can literally pack up and travel to wherever I want to go. Because I can use my currency in everywhere that I go if they accept that currency as a form of payment. Right? So now because it's decentralized, it's deflationary. Now, what does deflationary mean? Deflationary means that it's not affected by inflation rates. It's not affected by the things that are happening within the government. It's not affected by, your COVID. It's not affected by corruption. Because we understand that our normal fiat currencies are always forever losing their buying power. I mean, if you had 100 Rand back in 2010, the things that you could buy with that same 100 Rand, you can no longer buy now. Why? Because the value has lost its buying power. It's lost value. That's why a loaf of bread was once 140, but is now what? It's now about 15 Rand. Nothing has changed to a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread still has 20 slices, two crusts, and 18 in between. But what has changed is the value of the bread. Right? So it's deflationary Bitcoin, which means that it works in the opposite direction. It doesn't lose buying power. It gains buying power over time. Because Bitcoin started when? It started in 2009. Right? So let's look at the price now. Let me give it a new page. Okay, now let me just write it down here. Let me do this. And then say price. So Bitcoin started when? It started back in 2009. Now the value of one Bitcoin back in 2009 was 9 cents. Crazy, I know. The value of one Bitcoin back in 2009 was how much? Was 9 cents. Now, 2010, what was happening in 2010? What was happening in 2010 was we were celebrating the FIFA World Cup. That's what was happening in South Africa, right? Now, the value of Bitcoin at that time was how much? Was 140. So when we were celebrating the FIFA World Cup, here in South Africa, buying vuvuzelas, buying Bafana t-shirts, going to watch Chabalala and the boys, losing because they were losing, right? Going to watch the boys lose all the time. What was happening to the value of Bitcoin is that it was 140. Now you fast forward to 2015. What happened to the value of the coin? It was 3,000 now. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, right? Now we are in 2021. What's the value of one coin? The value of one coin is about 600,000 right now. 600,000 right now. So let's just do the maths, right? Now I always do this example. I always do this example. If everyone here, because I know for a fact that everyone here on the school had 100 Rand back in 2010, right? But instead, we were buying, other things, whether it was Bafana t-shirts, tickets, whatever the case may be, going to movies, just spending it carelessly, right? So if everyone here had 100 Rand, right, back in 2010, which I know everyone here did, so how many coins would we have managed to buy if we took that 100 Rand and we just decided to, let's just invest in Bitcoin. So we take 100 Rand and we invest in Bitcoin at 140. Which means that we would have gotten 71 coins. 71 Bitcoins, right, in 2010, right? So now we've got 71 coins, and the year now is 2021, and the value of one coin is 600,000. How much money do we have? So what you do is you take 600,000, you multiply it by 71. That is over 40 million Rand. 40 million Rand on 100 Rand investment that we did back in 2010. With an investment of 100 Rand in 2010, we could have bought 71 Bitcoins. Now, 71 Bitcoins at the current value of 600,000 right now, that's 40 million Rand. So each and every one of us here could have been multi-millionaires right now if we had bought Bitcoin back in 2010. We wouldn't even be on this call right now. We'd be in Bahamas, whatever the case may be, just living life lavishly. But we didn't know about it. So, we can't cry, over something that we didn't know. Can't cry over spilt milk. It's already on the floor. Might as well just wipe it and move on. So that's the reality of it, though. Now you ask yourself, what is driving the price up? Why is Bitcoin moving from 9 cents to 140 to 3,000 to now selling over 600,000? It's basically the laws of supply and demand, right? Now, I'll try, and simplify this as much as possible, right, as to how this actually works. And I'll use a typical example as, the orange season. We are literally in the orange season right now, actually, right? And I like using this example because it's a very simple but effective example, right? So we are in the orange season right now, right? So what happens when the orange season starts is that one bag of oranges is going to be about 10 Rand. Why? Because firstly, there's a lot of supply. Because now is the time when the oranges are being harvested and put into circulation. Now is the time when they're introducing the oranges into the market. And then the second reason is that there's not enough demand because we don't know that it's orange season. How do we know that it's orange season? We only know that it's orange season as soon as we see people selling oranges, right? So when the oranges, the orange season starts, one big orange is about 10 Rand. But what happened as the season gradually progresses is that firstly, the supply is decreasing. Every corner you turn, what are they doing? They're selling oranges. Every corner you're turning, they're selling oranges. Every corner you're turning, they're selling oranges. What's that doing to our awareness? What's that doing to our demand? It's increasing. Because the more people see that it's orange season, what do they tend to want to do? They tend to want to go buy oranges, right? They tend to go want to buy oranges. So as they continue to buy oranges, what's that doing to the supply of the oranges? It's decreasing. Because the more they buy of them, the more they're decreasing the supply. What's happening to the demand? It's increasing. What's happening to the value? It's increasing. That's why that same bag of oranges that was 10 Rand beginning of the season is now 35 Rand midway through the season, and then 45 Rand towards the end of the season. And then when it's off season, you can actually go buy one orange for like 45 Rand at Woolworths. Why? Because the supply and demand. Because the supply is forever decreasing, but the demand is forever increasing. And as demand increases, what's happening to the value? It's increasing because it's becoming less and less and less of oranges, but there's becoming more and more and more and more of people who actually want oranges because they understand that they're coming close to what? To the end of the season. So that's exactly what's happening with Bitcoin. How many people knew about Bitcoin back in 2009, back in 2010? Not a lot. People started to notice Bitcoin, I'd say 2012, 2013, right? Started to peak around 2015, right? And then now, currently right now, schools are teaching about Bitcoin. The universities are teaching about Bitcoin and blockchain. I saw a course, UCT has a blockchain course, UP now has a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency course. So the news are talking about Bitcoin. You've got shops that are accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. You've got famous and rich people now speaking. Your Elon Musk now investing in Bitcoin. You've got a lot of people and a lot of things that are now, taking place and attracting a lot of awareness and a lot of demand. And as people start to understand, we've got a lot of people on this call right now also who wanted to learn about this opportunity, which means that there's exposure as well. Right? Now, as soon as a lot of people start to understand and a lot of people start to see potential in Bitcoin and understand how it actually works, what do they want to do? They want to invest in it. Because, who wouldn't want to invest in an asset that grew from 9 cents to now 600,000? That's why even your rich people are attracted to this currency. It's because they understand that it's a better store of value because it grows in value over time. So, and as people start to invest, as people start to buy Bitcoins, as people start to put their money into Bitcoin, what's happened to the supply? It's decreasing. And what's happened to the demand? It's increasing. What's happened to the value? It's increasing. That's why one Bitcoin was once 9 cents, but it's now sitting over 600,000. And it's still going to increase. It's still early days. We're going to see Bitcoin hit 1 million. We're going to see Bitcoin hit 10 million. We're going to see Bitcoin skyrocket. Right? Now, I won't lie, right? When I was first, exposed to this opportunity, right back in 2019, the value of one coin was about 86,000, right? And at that time, I felt like I had missed out on this opportunity. At 86,000 back in 2019, I felt like I had missed out on this Bitcoin opportunity. I felt like, that was just too expensive for me to jump in, right? So I can imagine what people are thinking and what people are saying right now that the value is over 600,000. I mean, in order for you to have one Bitcoin, you need something over 500,000. That's ridiculous. Not a lot of people have that amount of money. So I can imagine a lot of people who are hearing this information for the first time are actually saying right now, they're probably losing their mind. They're probably asking themselves, how can they actually take part in this opportunity if one Bitcoin is actually, about 600,000? Which is why I'm here to tell you that as much as Bitcoin, right, is the mother of all cryptocurrency, it's not the only cryptocurrency, right? So that is going to bring me, to, redemption coin. That's going to bring me to Bitcoin Vault, because Bitcoin Vault is literally, the currency that changed my life. It's literally the currency that has created a lot of millionaires in a short space of time. Literally, the currency, that I wanted to actually touch on before, but before I touched on it, I had to first, share, the mother of all cryptocurrencies. Because in order for you to understand Bitcoin Vault, in order for you to understand electric cash, in order for you to understand all these other cryptocurrencies, you need to understand what Bitcoin is and how it actually works. Because without Bitcoin, there would be no Bitcoin Vault. Without Bitcoin, there would be no electric cash. Without Bitcoin, there would be no Ripple. So Bitcoin is the mother of all cryptocurrencies. It's the mother of all things crypto. So, right? If I were to tell you guys right now that there was actually a way, if I were to tell you guys right now there was actually a way for us to go back in time and actually start to invest in a new coin and be the early adopters, with a coin that has the potential of actually skyrocketing, do exactly what Bitcoin is doing and even better, what would you guys say? So I wanna see, a bit of engagement in the chat box as well right now. Right? I want to see if you guys actually understood what Bitcoin was and have a clear understanding of how it actually works and the price appreciation of it. But you, like myself, feel like you've missed out on that train, but you would be interested in an opportunity for you to become like those people who knew about Bitcoin back, in 2010 when it was still 140, back when it was still 100 Rand, back when it was still 300, back when it was still 3,000 even, but now it's still 600,000. If I were to tell you guys that there was a chance for you to go back with an opportunity that is going to give you, potentially the same opportunity that Bitcoin did, with the same potential, with the same growth, what would you guys say? So drop it in the chat box if you want to hear about this opportunity right now. If you want to hear about Bitcoin Vault, and what it is bringing to the table and how it could potentially change your life the way it has changed a lot of other lives, I want to see it in the chat box. So I can see that a lot of people are actually paying attention. A lot of people are with me and understand this opportunity. Because I don't want to stand here and talk about something, right? I don't want to stand here and talk about something, but people don't even understand what I'm saying. Because it's honestly pointless for me to come stand here and blab about this opportunity if, there's no engagement, people don't even know what I'm talking about. So I need to, keep pausing and asking, if people are actually with me and if people actually understand what Bitcoin is right now and they have a clear understanding, hopefully whatever it is that they thought, it was, what I just shared, is cleared the air and they now, more certain, and have a better, understanding of what it actually is so that we can actually jump into, Bitcoin Vault and electric cash. And I wanna quickly jump into these two quickly so that we can wrap this call up. I know it dragged a bit because of the first part, which was the keys to success, the formula, right? But I had to start there. I had to start, and I have to end there as well, right? So I need to quickly wrap this up so that I can go back there so that you guys can actually understand what it is that you need to do with this information that I'm sharing right now. So let's just jump into Bitcoin Vault. My voice is gone. I've been hosting so many presentations this day. I've been on a mission, guys. The mission is to help educate 600,000 people, with my business partners, So we're on a mission, guys. We're here to change lives. We're here to impact. We're here to serve. And we're here to, give you guys as much information, as much value as possible so that you can also, be financially free, start, working on your goals, and achieving your success. So let's jump into Bitcoin Vault. Now, what is Bitcoin Vault? Now, Bitcoin Vault is literally everything that Bitcoin is. So everything that I've just shared right now as to what Bitcoin is, is exactly what Bitcoin Vault is, but better. Better how? Better because Bitcoin Vault is here to solve the biggest problem of Bitcoin, which is the security feature. Security feature. Yo, my voice is going. So when we're talking about, security feature, what am I saying, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is that, right, the biggest problem when it comes to Bitcoin is the security, which means that if I'm trying to send someone Bitcoins, right, what I need from them is I need their wallet address. Now, wallet address can be anything like ZCC667E. Can be anything like that. It's just letters and characters, right? It's just letters and characters. So if I want to send someone Bitcoins and I request their wallet address, which is like their account number, they're going to send me these characters. So if I make a mistake, instead of a 6, right, I punch 9 and I send those coins to someone, right, I'm obviously not sending them to the person that they intended to go. So I'm sending these coins to someone else, which means that I can't know who I'm sending them to because I don't know who ZCC697E belongs to. Because Bitcoin is created in a way that only the two people who are having or making this transaction know of this transaction. So the person who's sending and the receiver know that I'm sending Bitcoins and you're receiving Bitcoins. No one else knows about this transaction, right? So if I make a mistake and I send those coins to someone else, I don't know who I've sent those coins to. So that money is gone and that money can never be traced again, right? So that is the biggest downfall when it comes to Bitcoin. It's a security feature, right? Now, how is Bitcoin Vault solving this problem? Bitcoin Vault is solving this problem because now it has a reverse feature. Which means that if I'm making that same transaction, which means I'm sending someone Bitcoin Vaults now, and I make a mistake, instead of a 6, I punch the 9, and I send those Bitcoin Vaults to someone else, and I realize that I've made a mistake, but I can actually reverse that transaction and bring my money back into my wallet. And that's the first currency of all the cryptocurrencies, and there are over 6,000 currencies, and Bitcoin Vault is the only one with this feature, which means that Bitcoin Vault is the safest cryptocurrency out there. It's the safest cryptocurrency out there. But remember now, let's get into the price appreciation, because remember, we're not learning about crypto, right? Just because, we want to look smart, just because, they are basically, practically, for me, the best thing to ever happen. But we're learning about them. Why? Because we're looking for ways in which we can leverage and make a lot of money out of them, right? So where can we leverage from this coin? We leverage on this coin because now it is a new coin. Because Bitcoin Vault was put into motion in 2019. Now, I want to make an example here. Now, I'll break this down. Now, the reason why I've written here 2009 is I want us to compare Bitcoin to Bitcoin Vault, the price appreciation and the growth of it in, the short-term period of growth, right? So Bitcoin, like I said, right, started in 2009, and the value of one coin was how much? It was 9 cents. Now, bear with me here. And then in 2010, right, after 1 year of Bitcoin being in existence, which means that in 2010, let's write here BTC, which is Bitcoin, and let's write here BTCV, right? So Bitcoin, 2009 was 9 cents. 2010, 140 cents. 2021, 600,000. Bitcoin Vault, 2019, when it was first put into motion, it was $1, which is about 17 Rand. Now, it's 2021. One coin is how much? It's about 600 Rand. Now, let's do the numbers now. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't. So look here. Bitcoin, 2009, first year of inception, it was 9 cents. 2010, appreciated to what? To 140. So in Bitcoin's first year of existence, it only grew by how much? By 1 Rand 31 cents. Bitcoin's first year, it only grew by how much? R1.31. Now that same coin that was 9 cents and 140 after 12 years is now 600,000, right? So Bitcoin Vault, right? 2019 was $1. Now it's sitting at over 600 Rand. It's not even in its second year. It's not even in its second year, but it's sitting at what? It's sitting at over 600 Rand. So where do you think it's going to be in the next 12 years? So 12 years, let's just say 2032. So how much do you think Bitcoin Vault is going to be in the next 11 years? If in its first year, it managed to do what Bitcoin couldn't do in a 4-year time frame, because it took Bitcoin 4 years to move from literally nothing to 1,000. This coin, Bitcoin Vault, did it in a few months. So if it took Bitcoin 4 years and Bitcoin Vault a few months, how much do you think the value of one Bitcoin Vault is going to be in 11 years, when the value of one Bitcoin after 11 years is now 600,000? So the next question is, when Bitcoin Vault gets to whatever figure that you just imagine in your mind, how many coins will you have? Because now you have the information. You know what's happening right now. You just learned about Bitcoin. You just learned about Bitcoin Vault. So now, how much of whatever it is that is here are you going to have when the value is that amount that you picture in your head? That's the question. So remember, guys, we're in the business of accumulating coins, right? That is how we make our money. We make money by accumulating these coins, right? Now, imagine someone who bought and accumulated coins, Bitcoins back in, 2010 when the value was 240. Now the value is 600,000. They're a multi-millionaire, right? So Bitcoin Vault, what is it doing? It's giving us a second chance to do what we didn't know was possible with Bitcoin. It's giving us a second chance to start accumulating Bitcoin Vaults, because we understand, I know for a fact that Bitcoin Vault is also going to get to 10,000. It's also going to get to 100,000. It's also going to get to 500,000. It's also going to get, to 600,000, just like Bitcoin. And judging by the pace and the growth of it, I'm predicting it's going to do that much more faster. But when that happens, how many coins do you want to have? How much wealth do you want to accumulate with this opportunity? I've seen a lot of people make a lot of money from this opportunity. I've seen a lot of people retire their parents. I've seen a lot of people, but I want to start seeing you now. I want to start hearing new success stories. I want to start seeing you come into the space, and come and accumulate these coins aggressively and position yourself, so that you can also, receive massive, wealth through this opportunity. So how do people, get to actually, start to accumulate these coins? It's probably, the last topic before, we cut this call. So the first one is buying and holding. The second one is accepting it, payment. Third one, trade. Fourth one, mine. So what is buying and holding? So buying and holding simply means that you purchase a coin at the current value because you understand that's going to appreciate over time, right? So that's what those people did when the value of the coin was still 140 back in 2010. All they did was just purchase a coin, and then they continued on with life. They didn't do anything else. They didn't press a button. They didn't always look at charts. They didn't do anything. All they did was they just bought the coins, and then they kept them, and then they looked the other way and continued living. And then 11 years later, when they opened their wallets again, they had over 40 million. So they bought and they held their coins. So you buy and you hold because you understand that the value of the coin is going to appreciate over time. So Bitcoin Vault right now is about 600 Rand. So if you want to start buying and holding that coin, because I feel like we need to start forgetting about Bitcoin now, because it's just too expensive for us. In order for you to have one Bitcoin, you need over 500,000. So let's just focus on Bitcoin Vault, and I'll touch on electric cash as well, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time. So, electric cash is the newest baby, and the best opportunity for people who are new and who want to start, getting started. I would advise that you guys, start with electric cash. And remember, like I said from the beginning, guys, I'm sharing this, based on experiences. I'm sharing this based on what I've seen to work, and currently right now, electric cash is the newest baby on the market, which means that, it's a prime opportunity, for us to be the early adopters of this currency and to accumulate a lot of it and to make a lot of money out of it. So, when you want to get started, as much as I'm sharing more on Bitcoin Vault now, which is, the second opportunity before electric cash, and I doubt I'm going to have enough time to go touch on electric cash. When you jump off this call and you go back to whoever sent you on this call, I want you to ask them about electric cash. I want you to start asking questions about electric cash and how you can actually start, getting involved, because a lot of people are making a lot of money, from electric cash, and it's newest baby. I mean, electric cash, started in February, towards the end of February, or one coin right now is over 800 Rand for one coin. And I just told you that Bitcoin, took, I don't know how many years for it to hit 1,000 Rand, about 4 years to hit 1,000 Rand. And this coin only has been, in existence for a couple of months, 3 to 4 months, but now it's still over 800 Rand per coin. Right? So it's moving at a very rapid rate. So you want to be one of the first people, you want to be one of the early adopters, because we understand that the early adopters of anything are the ones who are going to reap the biggest rewards, because they're the ones who are taking the biggest risks from the get-go. Right? So whoever invited you to this call, they better tell you about electric cash. They better get you started on electric cash, and you better start making money and accumulating that coin like crazy. Right? And next to electric cash, you need to be focused on Bitcoin Vault as well, because this baby is going to the moon. Right? So you buy and you hold. Right? Why am I saying why here? Buy and you hold, it's an H. So buy and hold, this simply means that you just purchase a coin and you keep them because you understand that it's going to appreciate in value over time. For example, I know everyone who I helped personally, right, when electric cash, started on the 25th of February, right? Everyone I helped on the 25th of February purchase electric cash has made 100% returns on investment. I can attest to that myself. Everyone who I've helped personally and who I've shared this information with pertaining to electric cash and who actually bought electric cash on the 25th of February when the coin was being mined has made over 100%. So if you invested 10,000, you've made 20,000 right now. If you invested 5,000, you've got 10,000 right now. If you invested 1 million, you've got 2 million right now. And I know for a fact that no other investment opportunity, not whether it's, your banks, your financial services, which is your old mutuals, no other place or opportunity would give you those same returns in that amount of time. Nothing, right? So you buy and you hold, which means that you just purchase the coins of current value because you understand that the value is going to grow over time. The second one is accepting as a form of payment. Now, remember, this is money you can buy with. So, for example, your Pick n Pays in Cape Town, what they're doing right now is they're accepting Bitcoins as a form of payment, which means that you can buy your groceries, and instead of you paying with your Rand, you can actually pay, using your Bitcoins, which is what I'm now starting to do because, not only I'm also a fashion designer, right? So if I'm offering my services and I'm designing something for someone, I always tell people to start paying me in Bitcoins, start paying me in Bitcoin vaults. How is that advantageous? It's advantageous because people pay me the current value, whatever it is that I'm offering, but I understand that has a future value. Because if you pay me 3,000 Rand worth of Bitcoins right now, right? If you pay me 3,000 Rand worth of Bitcoins right now, and I wake up the next day and the value of Bitcoin is appreciated by 10%, I no longer have 3,000. I've got more now because the value is appreciated by 10%, right? So in the long run, you're benefiting when people pay you in cryptocurrencies because it grows in value over time. So that's the first one. If you have a product or service that you're offering to the people, you can actually accept Bitcoins and Bitcoin vaults and electric cash as a form of payment. So that's the second one. The third one is you trade it. Because remember, it's a currency. So just like your Rand, just like your dollar, you trade currencies. So you classify your Bitcoin with other currencies and then you trade your currencies, right? But I always tell people when it comes to trading, always trade for yourself and don't involve other people's money. Do it for yourself so that if you lose, you lose. If you win, you win, right? And then the last one, before we cut this call, is mining, right? So how does mining actually work? So basically, mining is the process of accumulating these coins over a period of time. So I'm gonna explain the mining part in the simplest way possible so that each and every one of you guys can actually understand what I mean, right? So I'm going to use the Reserve Bank as an example, right? So every amount of money that is in circulation right now comes from the Reserve Bank, right? So which means that, that is where money comes from, every South African Rand. So every Bitcoin vault, every electric cash in circulation right now has to come from somewhere. So it comes from where? It comes from the mining process. So when I heard this, So basically, when I say that I'm investing in the mining process, it's like me saying that I'm actually investing in what? I'm investing in the production. I'm investing in the reserve bank. I'm investing in where the money is being made. All right? So I skip your banks. I skip everything. I go straight to the direct source of where the money is being made. Right? So, right, there are companies, right? Just like, when it comes to your normal fiat currencies, the reserve bank is, the organization that is actually printing this money. So there are also here companies which have this infrastructure and this technology that are actually mining these coins, right? For example, the company that we've partnered with is Mining City. So Mining City is offering people packages, offering people plans, right? So there are 6 plans, right? There is your primary, there is your standard, there's your bronze, there's your silver, there's your gold, and there's your platinum plan, right? So your primary plan is about 5,000, your standard plan is about 10,000, your bronze plan is about 20,000, your silver plan is about 40,000, your gold plan is about 72,000, and then your platinum plan is about 220,000, right? So you choose whichever plan you want to start on based on, how hungry you are for success. Because remember, you're doing this, why? Because you want to be successful, because you want to put your family and yourself in a very good and comfortable position, right? So you purchase whichever plan that you want to start on, right? And then there's going to be a 10-day waiting period. Now, in those 10 days, it's just simply where the company, setting up the infrastructure and the machinery is going to start generating this income for you. And then on your 10th day, for a contract of 1,100 days, which is about 3 years and 3 months, you're going to get paid every day according to the plan that you have and according to the amount, of coins the company managed to mine on that day, right? So let me make this example as well, right? So it's like saying that I want to go invest in the reserve bank, right? So I go to the reserve bank and I say to the reserve bank, hey, listen, I want to rent out one of your machines, which means that I'm going to take my money and I'm going to purchase, and rent this machine. And this machine for a contract of 1,100 days is going to print money for me. So whatever this machine that I've rented from the reserve bank, whatever amount of money that it prints for the duration of this period that I've rented this machine is mine, right? So that is exactly what Mining City is saying. Mining City is saying that you purchase and you rent these machines that are actually mining this coin, which means that for the contract of 1,100 days, whatever that machine that you rented is printing out is mining on your behalf is what is owed to you and what is yours. So when I heard about this, there were 3 advantages that I could take from this. The first one is passive income. Passive income being money that we don't have to work for, right? Because I know sitting here talking to you guys, but I'm not even sitting. I'm not even sitting. Standing here, I'm always sitting. That's one. I'm always sitting down at my desk, working. So me standing here right now, I have over 10 of these accounts, right? Which means that for the next 3 years and 3 months, I know that guaranteed every single day I'm getting paid more than 10 times. Without me having to do anything, without me having to lift a finger, without me having to press a button, just me, doing whatever it is that I want to do. I know that by the end of the day, at 9 p.m., I'm guaranteed, over 10 income streams for the next 3 years and 3 months. So that's the first advantage, is that we get paid without us having to do anything. Just by us purchasing these plans, we are guaranteed that for the next 3 years and 3 months, we're going to get paid, and the second reason, and the second important reason is the fact that we're accumulating these coins. Because remember, the only reason why we partner with Mining City is we want to accumulate these coins, right? We want to accumulate what? We want to accumulate these coins. So Mining City is offering 3 products. You can either mine Bitcoin, you can mine Bitcoin Vault, or you can mine electric cash. You can mine any 3 of those products, right? So you choose whichever product you want to purchase, and then you purchase that plan, and then you can start mining Bitcoin, which means that every single day, you're going to get paid fraction of the coin. So if you're mining electric cash and you're accumulating electric cash every single day at 9 p.m., you're going to get paid fractions of the coin, which means that every day you're going to get paid fraction of electric cash. Now, the advantage of this is that if I get paid 0.5 today, 0.2 tomorrow, I now have 0.7. Now, if I get paid 0.3 the next day, I now have 1 full coin. So every day, the fraction that you keep getting paid, they're accumulating on top of each other. And as they accumulate on top of each other, what are they doing? They're forming full coins, which is the whole purpose of us wanting to mine at the end of the day, is because we want to accumulate as many of these coins as possible, right? So not only am I getting paid without me having to lift a finger, press a button, do anything, but I'm accumulating these coins, which means that every day I'm getting paid in these coins. So every day I'm accumulating these coins and I'm forming full coins. And then the third and most important advantage is that as the value of the coin increases the market because of the demand and people starting to invest in it and people starting to show value in it and people starting to transact and use it, so does the worth of whatever I have and have already accumulated. So if I have 0.5 with 400 Rand today, and I wake up the next day and electric cash is now appreciated by 10%, I still have 0.5, but my 0.5 is no longer worth 400 Rand, it's worth more. Why? Because the value of Bitcoin is appreciated, which means that whatever I have and have already accumulated is also going to grow in value. Because remember, cryptocurrency is growing in value over time. So that is in a nutshell, the 3 ways in which people can actually get involved, right? So let me just, before, we cut this call, I want to just quickly go back to that formula so we can end this call, guys, and call it a day. It's been a very informative session, and I think, what did I do now? Hey, clumsy me. I just tore the pages out now. Okay, so remember, guys, the keys to success. The formula is desire plus success plus skill multiplied by faith, right? So now you've written down whatever it is that you want from this opportunity, right, on a piece of paper. And you understand that it's not just going to manifest itself. You need to put focus. You need to sacrifice a lot of things, and a lot of time, a lot of efforts, a lot of resources into actually achieving it. A lot of money. You need to put in money to get money. You need to put in money to make money. That is one thing you need to put in your mind, right? And then you need to believe. You need to believe that whatever it is that you're doing is going to bring the results that you want. Whatever it is that you're doing is going to give you the success that you need because you believe. Because you understand that once you start moving a certain way, God is going to put people, going to put opportunities, He's going to put things in your way and in your path that are aligning with the person that you're becoming. Right? And then you have to move from where you are to where you want to be. And how do you move? You move with the information. You use Bitcoin. You use Bitcoin Vault. You use electric cash as the driving force, as the vehicle. It's going to take you from where you are to where you need to be. You use the information that I've just shared with you. You invest in this currency. You learn and you multiply your money. Stop spending money recklessly. Take your money, put it into avenues that's going to allow your money to grow, going to allow your money to multiply and duplicate and make more money. That's how you become successful. Not by spending money. Yes, you do have to spend to make, but it's spending on the right things, on income-producing activities. Right? So that is the formula for success. Now, like I said, you might have all of this, right? You might have all of this written down. You might not know what Bitcoin is. You might not know what Bitcoin Vault is. You might now know what electric cash is, but you just knowing is not going to make you successful. It's you actually, after this call, starting to go out and actually doing the work, applying the information, and getting the results that you want and becoming successful. It's as simple as that, guys. So without, any further, you and me wasting any of your time, I feel like we can call it a night now. It's been a very informative session, and I'll see you next week, Tuesday. So unless, we've got anyone with questions, if we don't have anyone with questions, then we can, wrap it up and, call it a night. I'm assuming because no one is saying anything, everyone is on the same page, everyone knows what they have to do. So without any, time wasted, I just want to thank all of those who, stayed throughout this, lesson and, we're taking down notes. And I hope, the information that was shared here, was valuable, and, you're going to go out there, you're going to apply it, and you're going to get the results. God bless you all, and, have a productive week. Thank you, guys.